Ladies, read this before you mess up the next date. For some reason, it seems that too many modern women show their misunderstanding of men when they extrapolate their experiences with a few bad apples onto all men. In other words, let's say out of all the men in their city, 100 guys approach them in a given week. Out of that group, she gives 3 guys her number, and one of them she eventually has relations with. Everything seemed to have gone well, but the next day when she texts him, he does not respond. She goes to his social media pages and he either blocks her or ignores her. She gets mad. But instead of saying he is trash, she concludes that all men are trash. Such women will exaggerate much worse when they use famous bad boy celebrities and athletes as examples. In their minds, one bad boy celebrity represents millions of men. The rapper Future, with his many baby mamas and children by each one, is a popular example sisters use to represent all brothers. Bad boy celebrities of all races and ethnicities are used by modern women to represent the majority of men. Why, ladies? Why? Where did you people learn how to do math? Did you not take basic statistics and simple algebra back in school? Before concluding that all men in the world are trash based on one or a handful of experiences, please get control of your emotions and let's go over simple math. Pop quiz. 2 plus 2 equals what? If you said 4, pat yourself on the back. As simple as this sounds, there are some out there who think 2 plus 2 equals 5. Okay, time for the next math problem. Percents. 100% is considered all of a group. For instance, if I have a basket of 100 apples, then 100% of the fruit in my basket is apples. Are you with me so far? Did I lose you? Good. Now, let's replace that basket with a city. And instead of apples, it's men, no women in this city for our example. So, in this city is a total population of 100 people. Pop quiz. If the city has a total of 100 people, what percentage of the population is men? Answer. If you said 100%, you're correct. Ding, 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 ding. See how easy that was, ladies? Now, if you got that wrong, perhaps you didn't pay attention to the fact that I said there are no women in the city, just men. Are you ready for a real-world example? Good. In a given week, one guy, just one, approaches you at the grocery store. You two have a nice convo, then eventually exchange numbers or social media pages to see where things go. Pop quiz. How many men approached you that week, and out of that number, what percentage of men did you go out with? Say it louder, I couldn't hear that. Did you say 100%? Excellent! One guy approached you, and you went out with that one guy. So, one guy who approached you divided by one guy you went out with equals 1.00, which is 100% once you move the decimal place to the right a couple of times. So, 1 out of 1 is all of the men who approached you and then dated you. Now you're starting to get it, I hope. Let's move to more complex scenarios. Let's say your city has 1,000 people in it, 1,000, and 400 of them are men. What percentage of the population is men? Answer, 40%. See how I got that? 400 divided by 1,000 people total equals 0.40, which is 40% once you move the period to the right 2 times. With me still? Are you still with me? Continuing, out of that 400 men, 100 of them approach you in a given week. What percentage of men in that city approached you? Yes, I know. Some of you are sweating bullets on this one, I know. Let me help you out a little bit. 100 guys you met divided by 400 men total equals 0.25, which is 25% when you move the period to the right twice. So do you see that not all guys in your city met you that week? Only 100 did. So already you can't claim to know every guy in your city. You didn't meet 100% of the men in that city. Finally, out of the 100 guys who shot their game at you, only 5 of them impressed you. You only gave 500 a chance. Did you listen carefully? What percentage of those 100 guys impressed you? Answer. 5 divided by 100 equals 0.05 or 5%. Keep that small number in mind. Next, you decide to give those 5 guys your number. Out of the 5, only 1 impressed you enough to date. What percentage of the guys who impressed you did you go on a date with? Tick tock, tick tock. Answer, 1 divided by 5 equals 0.20 or 20%. Notice that 20% is much less than 100%. Why? Because you didn't date all 5 guys, only 1 of the 5. You can't judge the other 4 guys because you never gave them a shot. Continuing, the guy who impressed you did wine and dine you, and you enjoyed it. But then the next day, he ghosted you. Pop quiz. How many guys in your city ghosted you? This is tricky, so take your time, TikTok. I'll give you a hint. Remember, your city has 400 men, but you only dated 1 of them, not all of them. I won't give you the answer, as you should know by now how to accurately come to a fair and just conclusion about the men in your city. The lesson here is that just because you had bad experiences with a handful of guys does not mean that all guys in your city are bad, or that all the guys who approached you but you rejected are bad. Perhaps it might be time to look in the mirror as well. Men who tend to lump all women into the same